It is the 28th of March, Thursday the 28th of March, and this is an E-mini S&P update. We're 5 minutes away from the Wall Street opening, and we're just going to have a look. This is the template I was showing you yesterday. You can see this candle and these reaction lines. In fact, if we drop down, let's have a look at these reaction lines that were firstly supporting price, as you saw in this sideways pattern with higher lows and higher highs. Let's go right the way to where we are now, and in fact let's drop down to the 15 minute, and you can see we drew these lines yesterday. If you remember, price was supported, formed a new low pivot here, a higher low, and rallied, encountered the first reaction line, and I showed you how I drew this yesterday. Retraced, in fact that retracement, that looks to me like a 0.382 off that pivot, off the low. So it's a 0.382 fib retracement back onto supporting line here, then a push through, then the second and original reaction line that we've been watching formed a lower high here, retraced, falling quite sharply, and then this morning's Euro session we've seen again. You can see here the first encounter with this low, this downsloping reaction line, a zoom through, retracement, and here we are currently 1556 and 3/4 trades on June, and looking at it, I think we're going to see further upside momentum today. Once we're through, and I think we could go through quite dramatically. I think we could see a push to the mid-60s. Certainly we'll see a new high. Now let's go to the other template. Excuse me, this one here, which I was showing you yesterday, and drop down to a time frame that actually helps us. This was the reaction line here that we were dealing with yesterday. If you remember, you can see there was some price behavior around the line, then through, but it couldn't sustain. But it's been carried higher. It's been carried higher by this reaction line we saw in the previous template, plus also this median line here, which I showed you yesterday. This now is dealt with. Again, support on this median line found this morning, and here we are with this reaction line here. Now if we look in the 1 hour, you can see this is an F&L fork here, and we're looking at these pivots. In fact, the end of wave 1 here, I reckon, would be that. So if we do that, let's refresh the chart and see. There you go, and that is the reaction line from this fork. Just all it is expressing these three pivots relationship and the frequency. This one, that one there, which is, I think, the first high. It's difficult to know, and it is, you know, it's a fit as far as I'm concerned. And the recent low here, the retest of yesterday. You can see here is the F&L forks reaction line. We've gone through this morning. If we go down to the 15 minute, you can see failed, hit, failed, hit, failed, hit, supported off this, and that is beautiful, and then up, gap through, and I believe this is a touchback at 1555. I think this is just a touch on the underside of the line. I think the market's opening now. I think we'll go higher, and you could take a long here around the 1557 mark with a stop bang underneath this at 1555 1/4. Anyway, update to come.